Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of our last podcast on not believing in the narcissist's illusion of discard that they set you up for, to make you believe that the relationship failure was all your fault and only your fault, 100% your fault, which is crazy in itself when you think about it. And the fact that the point of the cruelty of the discard was to leave you trapped in a tumultuous, psychological, torturous prison with no walls that you would find very difficult to escape from, because you would have been left believing the narcissist's narrative that you weren't good enough to deserve what the narcissist had promised you in the relationship, that you're a naughty, hopeless child and you're going to be left alone by the narcissist and everybody thinks this of you, which is a load of B something, S something. So this podcast is going to be, once you understand this, that the whole thing was an illusion, and the whole discard for you was putting you in the naughty corner so the narcissist could go off, leave you to stew, leave you to understand, how bad you were, and that you must be better if the narcissist is going to come back to you and be the parent figure again, basically, in the narcissist's crazy world. So this podcast is, well, what now if you've listened to the first podcast or somebody else's podcast and understand exactly what went on, and you are now thriving post-discard, or thriving, you've escaped that prison. You've opened that invisible wall and said, I don't accept this. This is a load of ridiculous nonsense. And it's obvious that you're insane, because that's what the narcissist is saying to us anyway. But it is obvious that they're insane in terms of normal human thinking, and that they're in a different world totally, and that you just happened upon them in happenstance into their world, and it's very difficult to navigate crazy. So you've decided you have this information and you're working on the disappointment that what you thought was a good relationship, and that the person that you thought was actually the mask they presented, that you're accepting the illusion that was presented as being an illusion, and that you've opened the invisible gate in this psychological torturous prison, and you're on the way to healing much, much, much faster than the narcissist would ever possibly. Well, first of all, they don't think you will heal because they don't know you're getting this knowledge. So this is just not going to, to the way it's normally meant to go. What? You're actually, they start to hear that you're doing what? She's what? He's what? So it's a big shock for them to start off with. But I've 10 things that this, you thriving, walking out of the narcissist prison, 10 ways it affects the narcissist. And if it gives you satisfaction, you deserve it. Because I'm telling you, it is one of the most awful things you can go through, this grieving process after the discard with a narcissist. So, it takes a lot of guts, it takes a lot of courage to overcome and heal from this experience. So the strength you have, and you have it, because remember, the narcissist saw kindness as a weakness in you, without realizing that to be that type of person, you have to be strong. You have to be strong to give. You have to be strong to be vulnerable. That's strength, my friends. That's strength. So let's get into these 10 things 10 bad outcomes for the narcissist, basically, when you beat the discard, when you thrive post-discard. Number 1, it really messes up their supply chain. It really messes up their behavior trajectory, because remember, they didn't just have a relationship with you. They were having relationships, cycles going on from the past. Their exes are still in their lives. Their exes are still hooverable. They were seeking out new sources of supply, and they have other narcissistic smaller chains of supply going on with family and work colleagues and children and parents and things. But you were, for a time, their main source of supply. So them not being able to park you and count on you as in storage, count on you as a backup, really messes their cycle up, and I'll get into this a little bit further. Also, anyone that's here that believes in the spiritual aspect of narcissism, the destructive nature of the narcissistic entity that actually attacks other people and tries to bring them down and tries to destroy them, and what I call harvests people's souls. So the narcissist is actually attempts to be a soul destroyer. And some souls leave the earth because of the narcissist. And other people's souls become so disillusioned that they just have a slow heartbeat, that they're not beating on full for quite a long time. And that is essentially what the narcissist does in their intimate relationships with people and other relationships also. So that's what I call it. It actually scuppers the narcissist in their spiritual warfare, where they're trying to take out people, trying to take people's souls away from them, and to turn souls into being bitter and becoming more narcissistic, more like the narcissist, as a kind of in anger. So this totally scuppers that agenda. That's number one. Number two, in relation to bad outcomes for the narcissist gets what I would call a sense of huge empowerment when they can finally punish you for not being the person that they had you pinned as at the start of the relationship. They decided that they would go and have a relationship with you because this is what you offered. That's a contract to the narcissist. If you renege on the contract that's one-sided, you didn't sign it. They decided that this was the contract that you were going to provide for them. So if you didn't keep your end of the bargain in the narcissist crazy head, and they then get to kind of bring in the legal forces against you, so to speak, and punish you and say this is the end of the relationship because you haven't kept the contract. That sense of empowerment the narcissist has to then see your business fail, as an analogy, to see you fail without them. That's the closest a narcissist, in my opinion, gets to happiness, to see your destruction and to see it ongoing, and to be able to say to themselves, see, can't do that me then, can you, for all your big words and all your telling me that I should do this and that we should do that, etc., etc. See how you feel now without me. That's basically what's going on in their heads, and they're puffing their chests out, and they're going on thinking they're the God's gift to the universe, and they're going on to other relationships or to try and attract other people in this buoyancy, in this kind of confident self-empowerment that is the nearest they get to feeling happy. And just think about this, guys. They feel happy because you're sad. How sick is that? Number three. Well, bad outcome from the narcissist. They're smear campaign bombs. I mean, everything they're saying about you, you're disproving by your actions. There's your smiling face. There's your job promotion. There's your new house. And people are going, that's weird because, Joby down the road narcissist said that she was or he was, a loser. Gosh, some loser, they've just got a new job. Wow. I like their new car. Smear campaign bombs for the narcissist when you start to thrive and you even go into a new relationship. So that's a big loss for them. Number 4, there's no Hoover prospect. I mean, you're doing really good. They've sent in a few minions like flying monkeys, and the flying monkeys are getting closed doors. No one here. Bye. See ya. And they come back to the narcissist and say, couldn't get through. She wouldn't talk to me. Oh, he's on vacation. No Hoover prospect. Now, this particularly hurts the narcissist. If they've left you with the big discard to punish you and bring you under control because you wouldn't give them the goodies they came for, so you're meant to be waiting there patiently and very grateful for someone saying, would you not talk to the narcissist, and try and make up with them? A flying monkey sent in by the narcissist to soften you up. And you go, not happening. The narcissist has no access to come back as was pre-planned when you were more compliant because you were devastated by the discard to get you to sign over your house to them in gratefulness for their return. That is closed doors, and the narcissist really, really, really gets angry at that. Because they, in their opinion, they bestowed their greatness upon you to have a relationship with you. And lucky you that you had a relationship with them. And you have the audacity now not to want them back. And they were meant to get, the goodies from you. And they didn't get them. And they were sure they were going to get them when they came back after your big discard. So that really annoys a narcissist because they've wasted their time on you. That's if only, I'd say sometimes if we could be a fly on the wall and see what's going on for the narcissist when we thrive post-discard, let's just say it would be a juicy dessert. And it's the opposite of what you think, because the narcissist is doing a big PR campaign on how great their life is. They're going to marry the new supply in 3 months or whatever. It's made out that the narcissist is really happy because that's the reality they need to have when they leave you. I'm telling you guys, so much of it is pure because it's what the narcissist needs their reality to be, and they're manipulating it. Oh, this is a good one. Number 5. It's really bad for their mask. It's really bad for their mask if they've left you and they've said that you're really bad. And they've said you have a lot of problems. And so the smear campaign is bombed on them. But as well as that, you've maintained your integrity, your character, and you're happy and more at peace with yourself, and your relationships are going well. Your family and your friends are back on track. And people are kind of scratching their head, well, why would that person, the narcissist, let's say, why would they leave somebody like that? It's a hard one if the narcissist happens upon 2 awakened empathic human beings that they've left, and it's the narcissist being the common denominator, having left people that seem like good people. It doesn't fit well on the narcissist mask, because there's not the crazy daisies all strewn around the narcissist's feet. It's actually people that seem to be of high integrity, seem to be of good quality, and the narcissist has left those type of relationships. So if they're presenting a mask of being a good guy or a good gal, stable, family loving and all those things, that'll really put a dent in their mask, because the more it happens, the less credible the mask is. Number 6, a bad outcome from the narcissist if you thrive in post-discard is that their new supply is questioning them. Their new supply isn't buying the victim narrative the narcissist has presented. The new supply isn't buying the you being Attila the Hun, you being the spawn of the devil, like you not stalking the narcissist, you not looking to the narcissist for closure, you not wanting the narcissist. Interesting. So it really plays into the next stage of the narcissist cycle as having a hugely impactful negative effect. Number 7. When the narcissist is creating this false reality, when they leave the relationship with you, they have in their minds, with their black and white thinking, and for the purposes of their behavior cycle, decided that you're the bad one, they're the good one. You're to blame, they're not to blame. And usually then what follows that is when we are in a discard stage and we're emotionally disturbed, we're emotionally traumatized, people in that state often act out, and they do often act out as being crazy. They often chase the narcissist for answers. They often go to the narcissist family and ask what's going on, like, is the narcissist okay? I don't understand, all these kind of things. So they play into the narrative and trajectory that the narcissist has set up, which makes the narcissist fake reality of what they want the reality to be more plausible for the narcissist to accept. And the narcissist genuinely then thinks it's real, it's true, that you are crazy. It's the weirdest behavior disorder. They set up the reality and then you become the reality that they have set it up to be. So the bad outcome of you not being in character as they had set up reality to be is they come very close to introspecting and to being accountable, which they cannot be. It's literally a malfunction. The narcissist cannot go there. So they're seeing the opposite of what they want reality to be. They see you thriving. That's not the way it was meant to go. Could they be at fault? Could they be wrong? Could they have gotten it wrong? They can't go there. So they have to withdraw. They have to, there's a few different things that they will do, but they can't, I think I have them listed further down, they can't go into regretting the loss of you. They understand that they've lost something really good, but they have to reframe that because they can't introspect and accept accountability or regret. So they will reframe it in terms of, maybe you've learned your lesson now because they discarded you, and that if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be progressing now. They'd reframe it in some way like that to make you into a hooverable prospect, if you can understand. They would have to change their reality and their narrative. But it really tips them into a dangerous position where they have to change track quickly. It's not a good outcome for a narcissist for you to be thriving post-discard. Number 8, and I've got 10 listed. So number 8, new relationship, getting their things. Let me think what that note meant. New relationship. Okay, I'm going to skip that one, guys. If it comes back to me, I'll come back to it. Number 9. People, this is one that they really don't like. People start talking about you in a positive light to them. And if they have a nice mask on, like the good person mask on, it's very difficult for them. And if they have any level of intelligence, very difficult for them to not appear to agree and appear to want the best for you without trying to manipulate that reality in some way or smear you. So they may do it in a passive aggressive way where they say, oh yeah, it's great that she's doing so well, or it's great he's doing so well, especially with all the mental health problems they have. They'll do something like that, but they don't want to hear that you're thriving. They just do not want to hear it. So if somebody's pushing that in their face, that person is not going to be considered well either. That person is not going to be somebody they seek out or one of their friends. That person is going to have a bad mark in their copybook. The person won't know that they're annoying the narcissist by saying how great you're doing, etc. Because see, the narcissist has probably put it out there that they do really care about you, or they did really care about you, but you had so many problems, they just had to go. So that person's coming to the narcissist thinking, oh, they did care about it. Isn't it great that they're doing well now? And the narcissist going, oh, the narcissist. It's just not true. So the narcissist is not happy with that. And number 10, I wish I could remember what number 8 was, but I got written down. New relationship. Getting their things. Anyway, sorry guys, I can't. So number 10, generally, when you thrive post-discard, the narcissist has no option but to do the following. They will withdraw totally from you in their behavior cycle. They can't have that pressed in their face. It's too much reality for their variations on reality for them to manipulate successfully in the current present time. So it's necessary for them to withdraw, to put their own spin on why you're thriving. It's because of them, or it's because of something else, and think it's all fake, or whatever little story they want to tell themselves. They will trot off and tell themselves that, but they can't then have that challenged or threatened all the time with you being in their face or people telling them how well you're doing. So they need to withdraw from you and information about you as much as possible. The other outcome is they will continue to smear your name with lies. They'll start to tell lies. I mean, they've already smeared your name with lies, but they'll actually make up real falsehoods about you and say, you did this, you actually did things that you'd never done, or you went places you'd never done, or you'd robbed people you'd never robbed. They will set up this false narrative about you with a viciousness that you couldn't imagine, to try and bring you down, to try and scupper your success. And the last thing they will do, and people don't actually, I think, fully understand the level of psychological, I think, danger, actually. This is, narcissists will stalk you if they feel they haven't managed, that you've disturbed their narrative too much, or they need to destroy your success, or they need to unnerve you, or they need for you to feel frightened by them, or they need to gain power over you in some way. They will get pleasure out of the annoyance it'll cause you and the worry it'll cause you. So they'll either withdraw, savagely smear, or stalk when you thrive post-discard. But generally they withdraw. The commoner gardener narcissist will withdraw. That's it for now, guys. So it ended up being 9. I just can't remember what number 8 was, but there we go. The narcissist hates to see you thrive post-discard, but it's more than hates. It's a disturbing experience for the narcissist to see you thrive after discard, because it sets all their systems on malfunction in relation to their behavior cycle, in relation to how they feel about themselves, and in relation to the outcome that there was meant to be, that their behavior cycle predicates having in their lives. That's it for now. The live, again, if I haven't posted this podcast, there's a general live for the whole channel, and that will be, I think it's the last Sunday in May, but I'll put it on the schedule anyway. I'm going to be in New York, so I'll do it on East time, and I'll post that on the community page. Look after yourselves. Bye for now. Continue to thrive, because it's only good. It's only good for us, and it's only bad for the narcissist. Bye for now.